Hi and welcome to another how-to video. In this video I'll show you how to install a subwoofer and an amplifier on any Lexus. In the video I'll be doing the installation on my 2006 GS300. Mine is without the navigation, but the installation procedure will be the same pretty much for any car and definitely any Lexus.
Okay, we're gonna have to figure out where to mount the power wire. So first we take that off. Okay, so this plastic piece, I just pried it down. See those clips? And if you go underneath, can't see very well, but you stick your hand underneath right there, like past the fuse box, you can actually feel a rubber grommet. Let me turn on the light. See? The rubber grommet's right there. So I'm gonna have to tap into that. Throughout the power wire through that grommet. And then I'll just channel it all through here. Okay, it looks like to see that area with the wires, we're gonna have to remove the battery. Which means all your settings, your sunroof and your power window settings, of course your radio stations, that will all get messed up, but I see no better way. Okay, so I have a 10mm wrench here, and I'm working on unscrewing this. Okay, lift it up, and wiggle that out. Now the battery can probably be lifted. You know what I'm gonna do so I don't lose all my settings? I'm gonna hook up jumper cables to the power cables and to a different battery while I'm doing this so I don't lose my settings. And we got the 10mm wrench. Let's loosen the battery terminals. Okay. There's number 2. Okay, it's also loose. Alright, time to remove the battery. Okay, I have a battery that has just a little bit of juice. So I hooked up the positive cable to the positive, negative cable to my hood. And now I'm going to pull off the negative terminal. Okay, now I'm going to pull off the positive terminal. Okay. To remove the battery, there's a piece that slides onto this metal tab that you have to pull out first. And pull this off. Alright, the battery's out. Had some assistance with that because of my back. But anyways, here's the grommet. So we're going to puncture this like with a screwdriver and find a wire on the other side. Instead of a screwdriver, I'm going to use this very lightly. Make a hole. Okay, that took almost no effort. See? So the hole's right there. So I'm gonna feed the power cable through that hole. Okay, what I did was I stuck the screwdriver through the rubber grommet. I'll show you. It's actually sticking out right there. See, that's the tip. Okay. What I have to do, actually what I'm gonna use is a wire coat hanger. The old trick, you know? So, find the hole, stick it through, and then use some duct tape to tape the wire. So let me find that. Here we go. So I'm just gonna duct tape the wire to this, then fish it through. Okay, so I duct tape the wire to the coat hanger. I'm gonna pull very gently. Come on. Come on, come to Papa. Okay. And there we go. I love when that happens. Okay, so we pull it out. And I'll just pull out a little slack.
Now reinstall your battery.
Okay, put this back on. Okay, now time to hook up the harness. Okay, clip that. Okay, so here's the wire that goes in my car already. Okay, I connected the fuse, and this side I'm going to connect right here to the positive battery terminal. And make sure you tape off the other end of the wire so it doesn't touch anything, especially the car chassis. Okay. Connect it like this. Okay, nice and solid. Okay, couple of these came with my amp wiring kit. So this is just so it doesn't jiggle too much. Cut the end, and I'll take my next one. Do it right to this battery thing, this battery holder, and the rest of the slack I'm going to pull from the inside of the car. Perfect. Now, it's not really going to go anywhere. Pull this slack a little bit. Okay, so this is the plastic panel right underneath your dash. It just has a couple clips. And I'm just gonna pull my red wire, which I already routed. I'll pull it from here. Okay. I'm gonna just check on the slack. Actually, you don't want it on this part right here, because you want it over here, because that will interfere with the hood. Okay, this is going to be my remote wire, and I never did this before, but what I'm going to do is actually use the fuse from the cigarette lighter and wrap this wire around and stick it in there, because the cigarette lighter only gets power when the car's turned on, so therefore it could be like a remote wire. I never did it before, and this is a mini fuse, so it's a little harder to work with because it's very stubby, but what I'm going to do is go like this. Okay, so it's touching the metal, and basically twist around, make it nice and tight. So it's definitely touching the metal, and right here I'm going to tape it off with some black electrical tape just in case, but I definitely think this is going to work. I don't see any problems with it, and if not, I will take out the center console and the radio, which is a lot of work, but hopefully this will work and save me at least half hour to an hour of work. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install this kill switch. It's just a 2-pole connection for the remote wire that I will have going to this fuse box, to the cigarette lighter fuse. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this switch. It's going to be right here. If I don't want to use my amp, I'll just hit the switch and my amp won't turn on because it won't get the signal from the remote wire. Okay, so here's my switch, and this wire, this side, this will go all the way to the amplifier. This side, this is the fuse side. Okay? So I'm just gonna solder these connections just to make it a little more sturdy, and I will wrap it with electrical tape so they don't touch. there we go. So this is a simple switch, basically on and off. There's only 2 poles. So now I'll just tape it off with black tape. That way, you know, there's no way they could ever touch. So I taped it off. It's actually ready to be installed. Okay, so put the switch in. As you can see, it's right there. So now I'm gonna start putting this back together. So yes, you do see the wire. That's okay. And you also see the button. Okay, so I'm just gonna run this wire through these channels. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull this apart, or maybe when I take out the rear, I can just slip it through. So this is a pretty easy job. It's basically, you know, you just want to run the wire through these channels, and they actually open up like that. So it makes it easy. Okay, now I gotta pry this off. Okay. Okay. Seems pretty straightforward. So I gotta continue running the wire from the front to here. Okay, alright. Okay, so as you can see, the wire is running through here, and this panel next to the rear seat. Okay, so this is, I found this thing holding right over here. Okay, and there's also a clip right here on each side, basically, and just basically squeeze them together. They pop right out. Okay. Okay. Then you pull towards yourself. One. Okay. Oh great, this is the speaker. That's the subwoofer I have to tap into anyway. So that's really good. Okay, so I got this whole thing down. There was actually a Velcro strip there for some reason. Anyways, so check this out. So when I pull this down, another grommet, another channel we could go through. What I'm gonna do is stick my coat hanger through it. So as you can see, I already got my coat hanger sticking in there. Try to find it on the other side. Okay. I'm gonna have to actually stick my hand in. Oh. I think I found it right there. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna tape the power wire and the remote wire to that and pull it through. Okay. Come on, baby. There we go. Nice. Awesome, very awesome. Gotta love the coat hanger. Okay, here's my LOC. Basically, this allows you to tap into your rear speakers instead of running speaker wire all the way through your car. Okay, so to make this easier for myself, I soldered speaker wires onto the subwoofer, both sides, since the stock one is dual voice coil. So the red wire, I figured out, is positive on this side, and on this side the blue wire is positive. Okay, so now I gotta connect the speak wires that are hanging to this LOC. Okay, so here's my LOC, line output converter, and what I did was I soldered the wires together. Now I'm just going to tape them up with black electrical tape, and the LOC is installed. All I have to do is plug in my RCA's in. Oops, wrong side, that's the adjustment side. Plug in my RCA's right there, and we'll leave this on stock and see how it sounds. I actually got this from my friend, so let's wrap it up. Okay, if you remove the mats in your trunk, see where my ratchet is? I guess this is the regular amplifier, but this is the car chassis right here. It's metal. So I'm actually going to put the ground wire underneath this bolt. Perfect, nice and solid. Let's get this side. Okay. So you know I have the wire coming out there. Okay, so time to mount the connections. Okay, that's nice and sturdy. Now the remote wire. Okay, so as you can see, I mounted the power wire, and this is where my LOC plugs in. I'm running my subwoofer in bridged mode, and that's all it takes to mount the amplifier in pretty much any car. All you gotta do is run your remote and power wire from the front of the car to the back of the car, and the ground wire hooks up to the chassis, car chassis, underneath the bolt that you could find in the trunk somewhere. So that's all it takes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more how-to videos. Oh yeah.